You're good.
Eight's probably a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with an important announcement. You have been lied to your entire life. And so I've come with a message of truth. You see, you've been lied to. You've been told that you're not good enough. You've been told that you don't have enough money, that your house isn't big enough. You've been told that you need to have a faster car or a better job. You've been told that if you buy a certain product, it'll make you more attractive. But it's all a lie.
Oh yeah. Woo! Woo!
What you need to realize is you are already an individual. You are incredibly beautiful exactly how you are right now. And that is the truth. And as soon as we start realizing that and waking up to the lies that we've been told repetitively, then we will not have that wonderful world that we all want to live in. You see, that is the truth, is that you are the only example of you that will ever exist. And there's not a single authority in this world that can tell you who you are, what you need to be. That is your own choice. So here we are, living in a world where people are depressed. We live in a world where 50% of our marriages fail. We live in a world where everyone is on medications. We're all trying to figure out how we get in, how we fit in, what it is that we need to do to better ourselves. And it seems like the world around us is crumbling, and it's because of that lie. And so that is why I come with this message of truth. And that truth is that we need to stop being divided. We need to get rid of that divide and conquer mechanism that has destroyed us as a human species. We need to stop hating each other. We need to stop having racism. We need to stop discriminating. We need to stop hating our fellow human beings. We need to start loving ourselves and those around us. So that is why I'm here today. Because I can't stand to live in this world any longer the way it's going. And I know you feel the same way. There is somebody right now hearing my voice that is having a horrible day, that is just feeling like life is not worth living. There are people committing suicide in ridiculous numbers. There are women who have eating disorders because they don't like who they are. Are you kidding me? Do you know how beautiful you are? Does anyone here today that needs a hug, come get one? Ladies and gentlemen, free hugs.
Free hugs.
Free hugs. What is your name? What is your name? What? Peter.
You are not a computer. You're not a number on a computer screen, and that's the world we're starting to live in. And sometimes you have to shock people back into reality. Sometimes you have to talk to them and say, "Look, dude, you fucking matter." And like when I joined the military, because I've honestly felt like at that time that was my way of contributing to humanity, this, that, and the other. Now I live in a world where I don't like these wars anymore, and I think that it's time to heal. I think the human species needs to kind of get together, and we need to set our differences aside and like find out what it is that we have in common and start from there.
I wasn't going to come down here. I just walked all the way from the Cole Center, and there was a reason.
There's a reason
come here and sit
There's
and
a
listen.
reason.
And
Right.
it's pretty cool.
There's a
I'm
reason.
a master of fine art at Humanities Building.
Nice.
So I'm just kind of taking a breather today.
Cool. Awesome.
So,
Is there anything you'd like to say to the world?
no. No. But I do think that it's hard for me to hear anyone speak about just individualism and being a human being. There's all these other issues, politics. Why can't we just talk about love and accept?
Exactly.
Love it.
I
man.
get it. I get it.
Well, I'm glad you're fucking with me, brother.
Seriously,
For
man.
sure.
Thank you.
You're awesome, dude.
You guys just blew my mind.
You ever heard of We Are Changed?
No.
You should look it up. It's wearechange.org.
Okay.
What we do normally is chase down politicians and yell at them and get videotapes and confrontations when we think that they're doing the wrong thing. But every now and then you have to just do as a human being to spread the love, because that's really, there's two premises for what We Are Change is. One is to be the change. Not just talk about change, but actually physically, like, be the change that you want to see in the world, which is a quote from Gandhi. And the second one is to spread the message, spread the truth in a loving fashion. That's what We Are Change is. So check it out.
I get it.
Fucking badass.
Awesome.
So yeah, hey, if I
We
came down
came
here,
a long ways today for him to bullhorn.
right?
We came from La Crosse, Wisconsin, just so we could come down here and spread truth.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who came up with the idea that, or where did you learn from that no one can be the authority in your life?
The first time it was actually the Love Police. You should check them out too. And they were at Canary Wharf, and I saw this video where the guy, all the police came. They had all these guards, and they were freaking out because these guys were talking with bullhorns. And the one guy says, "Sir, I'd suggest you stop protesting." He says, "I'm not protesting. I'm just speaking through a megaphone." And he says, "What I do is I give people like you hugs." And he's trying to get the guard a hug, and he freaked out. But after like a bunch of other guards came, he said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is nothing personal. I'm going to show you how this is nothing personal." He sets the bullhorn down, and he goes down the line and hugs every single security officer. Because think about it, that's what we need. Is there's going to be a clash in society when there's a breakdown, and if we can get the people who have the police gear and the riot gear and all that, if we can get them to understand that you are our brothers and sisters, that you are just normal human beings and you're outside of the uniform, and get them to really understand how humanity is. Because if you look, there's a lot of division between like the police and the people. The police are trained to think that the people are the enemy, and the people are trained to think that the police are the enemy. And so there's that divide and conquer mechanism. We're used against each other.
Excuse me, what branch of the military?
I was Army.
My dad was in the Army in Vietnam. So I can understand the militaristic attitude.
Right.
And, my dad is 65, and he wishes he could change, but it's kind of been ingrained in his mind that he has to act a certain way.
Exactly.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, and
Programming.
I know, because I know my brothers and sisters in arms, because whenever I meet somebody that's been in the military before, I can totally tell, just by just certain terminologies, this, that, and the other. But choice or change is a choice. It's not something that's a process. You just decide. Right now, I'm going to change. It's that simple. And so everybody's talking about world peace, and here's my thing. Is they're talking about, oh, this is going to be the path to peace. We're going to go on this journey, and we're going to go down this path and this road, and it's going to lead to peace. There is no path to peace. Peace is the path. You see what I'm saying? It's a choice. You just choose it. It's that simple. It doesn't have to be this complicated political analyst thing. You don't have to have a bunch of people on Fox News talking about it. It just happens.
I don't watch the news or anything like that anymore. But what I'm hearing you say is
Understandable.
it can happen right now.
Yes, right now.
It's
That's
not
exactly
about
what I'm talking
going
about.
through meditation
Yes.
or drinking
Yes.
herbal
No,
teas.
it's right this second.
Now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I
it's a
get it.
choice. And here's the thing, and that's why I'm being the change. That's why I came out here. I'm like, you know what? If I can just change, like, I can only change myself. I'm only in charge of what I do. I can't force you to do anything, because that's not right. That's what government does. Government forces you and coerces you and
But if we could come out here
forces their will upon
and
you.
get one person
Yeah, it's worth it.
to understand what we're saying, it's worth it. This is what it's all about.
It starts with me, and then if I can be the example, and then if I can inspire you, and then you get involved.
No,
in
you
this-
have inspired me because
Dude.
I have felt like I've been walking around this campus thinking my own thoughts on my own. And
Right.
now I
You're
finally
not alone,
feel
dude. You're not alone at all.
Yeah, I get it.
Much love.
We are changed, man. We are changed. We are. It's everybody. See, that's the problem with the world is everybody's waiting for somebody else to change the world. They're waiting for some president or prime minister or a sports hero or some religious figure or somebody from Hollywood to come along and change the world. But what everybody doesn't realize, there's 400 million Americans, slightly over 400 million Americans. Now, there's only 3,000 people that really control our country. If we can wake up 300 million Americans to to change themselves, to be the change they want to see in the world. That's the only way it's going to work. It's never going to work from the top down. It has to work from the bottom up. All right, man.
Yeah, no, I get it, but it's like, what I think about is like, is it a social idea? Why do people walk around with
it's a movement.
these?
It's a movement, right? It can never be anything that has a leader, because whenever there's a power structure, there's always corruption. It has to be
That's a big
voluntary.
idea. I never thought about
It has to be voluntary. People have to volunteer. It has to be, because it can't be forced on people. You can't force people to be good. It never works. It always backfires. You can't force people. Like when I was growing up, my dad would say, "Do this or else," and I was always like, "Or else then." You know, you don't tell me what to do. I'm my own person. Society needs to respect the individuality and the freedoms, the true nature of who a person is. As long as you're not infringing upon somebody else's stuff, as long as you're not like being incredibly offensive or anything like that, you should be allowed to pretty much do what you want. You know, whatever goes on in your house, you should have the right, you should have the freedom to do that. Nobody should have the right to tell you, you have to do this in your own house. Unless you're harming someone else. So like, you know, beating your kids or something.
You have to
like
do
that.
this to your own lawn. You have to park your car right here.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And we're gonna fine you. We're gonna make you pay taxes. We're gonna suck every penny out of you until you can't even afford to go out to eat with your wife, and then your marriage falls apart, and your kids are all screwed up because they've been watching cartoons their whole life. You know?
I thought those days were gone. I didn't think anyone thought of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have one question for you. Are you going to think for yourself, or are you going to allow the TV and the newspapers and the magazines to do the thinking for you? Are you an individual? Do you matter? Do you feel like you matter? What are your opinions? What are your thoughts? What are your hopes? What are your dreams? What are the things that keep you up late at night because you feel like you want to change something about the world? It leads me to my question, really. Can one person change the world? Is it possible? I don't know the answer to this question. I know I can change me. And I know that maybe if I change me, you'll be inspired and maybe you'll change you. And maybe we could cause a ripple effect that we could change the world collectively. That each and every single one of us could do our little small part, whether it's smiling at somebody, whether it's opening a door for someone, or lending money to someone who doesn't have any.
They're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Or maybe
We love you, man.
we just need to realize who we really are. That we are individuals, that we are beautiful, amazing people. And that we need to stop believing the lies. Stop believing that you're not good enough. Because you are. You're not just good enough. You are amazing. Every single one of you. And so I here today would like to make a solemn promise to humanity. That I promise to let go of any insecurities I have. I'm going to let go of any animosities I might have. I'm going to treat every single one of you equally. I don't care what your color of skin is. I don't care what religion or lack of that you may have. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. I don't care which political party you belong to. You are my brother. You are my sister. You are my flesh and blood. You are the reason that I'm willing to stand here in public and make this promise that I hereby love every single one of you unconditionally.
Yeah.
It may be hard because sometimes people really do evil things, but you know what? If we don't have forgiveness, if we're not allowed to forgive ourselves for some of the things we've done, if we can't forgive others for what they've done, then we're going to hold on to that pain. We're going to hold that weight upon our shoulders. If we're just going to sit and argue over our differences and try to figure out all the things that we have that aren't in common, we're going to miss out on all those opportunities of the things that we do have in common. We're going to forget that we have multiple cultures that we can share with each other. I mean, I'm French, but I love Italian food. I love Oriental food. I love I love culture in general, and we should celebrate ourselves. We should love our differences instead of arguing over them. Because we are on this planet together. And whether we like it or not, we're going to have to learn to get along. So if I can get a little bit of noise from everybody who's listening to this message, just give yourselves a round of applause because you are an amazing human being.
Yeah! Love you guys.
Anybody need a hug? Come here, brother. I'm Eric, by the way. This is my buddy RC. This is my best friend in the whole world. We grew up together. So it just makes me feel so wonderful to come down here and show people how beautiful they are. It's just, we forget. It's so easy to forget because we're constantly bombarded with the lie, you know? Yeah, we do. And it's unnecessary.
From what I understand so far, by the applaud, not many people are listening.
It's better than nobody listening.
Yeah, true.
We have a message.
You're a smart guy, man. I like that. I like that. Yep.
Knuckles. There you go.
Wrap it.
All right.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
good one. Yep. So, yeah. I know, I just said that. She just said smart kid, really good. But, yeah. You can pause for a while.